Hey, Hillside. So in Acts chapter 4, there's a part where Peter and John are arrested for speaking and preaching in the name of Jesus. And they're brought before the Jewish council, the high priest and the council, and they basically threaten them, saying, and it's interesting to me that the Jewish leadership, they say that they recognize the power in the message, and yet at the same time, and that's why they're threatened by it, I guess, power. And so they tell them, they threaten them to not speak anymore. And so Peter and John then, but they don't hurt them because they're afraid of the people uprising and getting mad. So they let them go. And Peter and John go back to their the other disciples, their companions, it says, so the other believers, and they're in a room and they pray in response, right? But it's interesting to me that rather than praying that their adversaries be stopped, what they pray instead is for boldness to continue on in spite of the adversaries, in spite of the threats, in the face of the threats. And that it's I think a different prayer than a lot of us pray these days, especially here in America. I think you can certainly say for sure, right? The climate is changing, and there are definitely more people that are anti-Christian speaking against the church, especially truth from the Bible, and our values and our morals, right? But and I'm not saying that we shouldn't pray for changes of hearts, right? That their hearts might be changed. We should definitely pray for that. But I think, it's important that we not just saying, like, God, stop them, stop the enemy. Because I think if we look at history, even in the Bible, ever since the beginning of Christianity, there have been people trying to stop it, trying to squelch it, right? That's not going to stop until Jesus comes back. So rather than, saying, God, just, get rid of that opposition, no. Because one, the truth in us being different, right, is only stands out like light is only known in relative in relation to darkness, right? So without the darkness, they wouldn't understand the light. So it's always going to be there. So I think instead we need to be praying, sure, God, like, change our hearts, but also one, like, no matter what, Lord, give me the boldness to continue on to stand firm in your truth, in your will, what I know to be true, Lord, and help me to speak it boldly despite the consequences, despite the adversaries, no matter how the cultural climate changes, Lord. Help me to just continue to speak boldly and hold true to your word and continue in your ways. And so that is my encouragement for you today, Lord, for my encouragement to you today, Hillside, and my prayer to the Lord for myself and for you and for all the believers. And we'll see you next time, Hillside.